This episode of One Giant Leap is the third in a mini-series of 3. Today it's about culture, how to enroll and inspire your team to create the right behaviours that get you to your goals. So this video is the third of 3 in a mini-series about vision, mission and culture. If you haven't watched those first, go and watch them. They're on YouTube, LinkedIn or in your email inbox. So we talked about vision, where are you headed? We talked about mission, how are you going to get there? And the third one is who's going to be on the bus, who you're taking with you, and what behaviours that you want to have in your team that's going to get you to your goals. Now, every business has a culture, some good, some bad. Mostly they're not designed. If it's good, it's because of the charisma of the owner. If it's bad, it's because of the toxicity of the owner. We've probably all worked in one of those businesses at some point in our careers where we've worked in a business had a horrible culture. They didn't design that culture, but it's based on people's bad behaviour at some point. Now, even if you've got a good culture, it could be made better if you define it, if you're really clear on what that looks like. So a culture document, in my eyes, would be somewhere between 8 and 12 values or culture points, and how you define them. So it's really important that you define them in the way that you want them to be, because you could have teamwork as a culture point, but unless you really define what that looks like, then you're not going to be really clear on that. So for example, I've been to a business before where they had honesty and integrity next to each other as values, and when I asked the business owner what the difference was between them, he couldn't really tell me. Now, I would actually define them differently. I would say that honesty is telling the truth and being transparent, and integrity is doing the right thing even when someone's not looking. But if you can't define them differently, then you shouldn't have them the same. That's why it's really important to define them and get really clear on what you mean by transparency, teamwork, commitment, fun. So for example, fun as a culture point is really good, but if you define what fun means being productive whilst having fun, not just having fun at the expense of productivity. So you need to be really clear on that, so that when you are using the culture document, you can actually hold people to account to that level of behaviour. So what are the uses of a culture document? Well, when things go wrong, when behaviour is out of line, it's in violation of the culture, you've got something that you can go back to, and it depersonalizes it. So instead of me saying, I think your behaviour is bad, you can say, I think your behaviour is outside of our culture, and that's not what we do here at our company. So it depersonalizes it. It means that it's not your opinion, this is the culture, that behaviour is clearly outside of that culture, we need to have that behaviour. It helps you with recruiting, because you can recruit the right people in. But what's really cool about it is when it really is starting to work in the business, that it becomes self-healing, so that not just the business leaders, the team members hold each other to account and themselves to account to the culture. And once you've got it really tight, the culture can heal all problems, because it's got balance to it. Not only does the culture have values that look after the team members, like respect and kindness, but also ones that look after the business. For example, efficiency, productivity, attention to detail. So once you've written this culture statement, you've got 3 really great documents now, and your team are really engaged. They know where they're going, they know how you're going to get there, and they know how you've got to behave if you want to be part of the team. And you'll find if you talk about those documents and then you use them and it becomes part of the conversation regularly in team meetings and one-to-ones, you'll find that your team are super engaged, and it becomes really easy to create that leadership within the business. If you would like some support with building out your vision, mission and culture, I'm available to you. Just let me know through any of the normal channels, email, LinkedIn or whatever. Thank you for being listening to all 3 of these videos. Look forward to seeing you next time.